Well, good morning, everyone. Thomas Montgomery. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time, 8 o'clock Central, to talk about strategies, tips, techniques, share success stories, and support each of you. I'm really excited about today's topic, and I think likely you will be as well. Our topic today is how to close over 90% of your leads, and ironically, with no selling involved. So this is a much different closing technique or closing process than probably most of you have done before. And we're going to discuss it today and get your input, of course. So the pitch here is, do you want to dramatically increase your closing percentage as an affiliate or a white label partner so you make more money? A couple points to make here. So today we're not talking about lead generation. Certainly leads come first. Now we're talking about how to close leads. We've had different trainings on lead generation. That is not our topic today. You can go back to our YouTube channel, Business Paralegal, and see different ways and techniques of generating leads. Secondly, if the end goal is for you to, of course, help people, but if your primary goal is to make money, we need conversions. And that is where I see some of you may be coming up a little bit short. I was talking to one of you, Terrence, who's on the call, and he received 80 new leads, 80 new leads in 4 days. But we've not closed any of those using his model. So after today, Terrence may want to use our model. Dan, who's also on here, he has 17 new leads from yesterday. So we're going to talk about what may be an inviting way for some of you to close more leads so you can help more people and make more money. Granted, the process is a bit different if you're a white label partner than an affiliate, but today we are going to show you a very simple process with no selling involved to close over 90% of your leads. There's no selling, no cost to you. If you're an affiliate, the goal really is to help 2 new clients a week. You're making $3,000 a pop, so $6,000 a week times 4 weeks. So is this get rich quick? Absolutely not. Is it like winning the lottery? Absolutely not. But if you're the average affiliate making an extra $24,000 per month, that's enough that we would expect to be able to retain your attention, keep you engaged. It's worthwhile. So that's really the goal we set forth, is to help each of you who are an affiliate make an extra $24,000 a month. If you're a white label partner, of course, you control your own pricing. And so you would have to put in what the income projection would be for you. As we normally do on these trainings, we're going to go back and revisit and build a strong foundation. We're going to first talk about what we do, who we help, and then we'll get to the topic of the day. So as far as knowing what we do, you and I as technical advisors help individuals and small business owners improve their credibility to qualify for financing, whether it be business loans, auto financing, mortgages, etc. The way that we do that is we use the credit and funding program. We help anyone, regardless. There's no minimum credit scores, no minimum time in business. We're not screening people out. We can help anyone access a minimum of $100,000. How do we do that? By just fixing the problem, resolving the barriers that's keeping them from getting funding. And that's done by improving their 3 C's. You and I learned this in school. My son comes home from 7th grade and he talks about, hey, Dad, we talked about the 3 C's in school today. So you and I understand the 3 C's. Unfortunately, most people don't. They just want money. They want their fucking money. But what's the problem? You don't just want money. You don't just desire money. I've got a client that he'll call and text and email relentlessly, begging for money. You don't beg for money. You qualify for funding. And the way you qualify, as you and I know, is based around the 3 C's, having adequate credit, collateral, and capacity. And that's exactly what you and I do. We do it in a legal, proven, effective way. And only a fool, someone financially illiterate, could say, oh, that doesn't make sense. Oh, no one can improve credit or collateral or capacity. That's either ignorance or maliciousness. Of course, people can improve their credit, their collateral, and capacity. That's exactly what you and I do as technical advisors, and we guarantee the outcome of it. The problem that you and I will face most often is ignorance. People will say, oh, I don't care about the 3 C's. That just seems like a distraction. Just send me my money. I just want money. You must qualify for funding. Now, granted, there's different sources of capital. Each have their own underwriting criteria. We'll handle those details, but we must qualify. That is the secret sauce. That is what you and I do in the credit and funding program, is we help people improve their 3 C's. If they don't need any help improving their 3 C's, frankly, they don't need the program. They should have their ass down in the chair when the bank opens at 9 o'clock, applying and getting all the money they want, because they're already so credit worthy. They have all the collateral they need. They have the capacity, in other words, the cash flow. They got their loan package built. They don't need us. Not everyone needs us, but most Americans are not credible. Credible on paper. Most Americans do not have a loan package ready for funding. That's what you and I bring to the table. So that's what we do. It's crucial that you understand that, or the rest doesn't matter, right? When we start talking about closing leads, if you're not clear on what it is that we do, then the rest doesn't matter. So let's assume that we're on the same page now in terms of what we do. Let's clarify who we help, and then we'll get to the discussion of the day on lead conversion. We must understand our target audience, just as I was inferring a moment ago. We love to work with imperfect people, people that have money problems, people that have credit problems, people that have inadequate collateral. What do? As we talked about up here, we help them become credible on paper, and we guarantee them a minimum of $100,000 in funding. Now, these words are pretty clear to me. Minimum of $100,000 in funding. We have many clients that want more, that deserve more. We have a client I was talking to on Sunday. He's looking at over $1 billion capital raise. So capital raises can be quite large and extravagant, or smaller and basic. But due to the grant, we have to provide a minimum of $100,000. Okay, so I think we're clear now, hopefully, on what it is that you and I do as technical advisors and understanding our target audience. So now we're going to talk about a strategy to close over 90% of your leads with no selling involved. And that at first glance, that sounds too good to be true, but we'll uncover the details now. So let me scroll it up so you can see the whole thing. Hopefully you'll stick with me as we read through it. All right, so here is a simple process to close over 90% of your deals. We've tested this process with a number of you, and it's confirmed to close an average of 92.3% of the leads. So that's more than 90%. Okay, so the mindset has to change. If you want to follow this model, and I'm not saying that you have to follow this model. If you're closing over 90% of your leads now, why would you change, right? You're better than we are if you're closing over 92%. So if you're over 92%, do it your way. If you're below 92%, either consider replicating our way or let us do it for you. So the mindset change is stop selling. Do not sell the credit and funding program to anyone. Don't pitch it. Facilitate it. Facilitate it. Introduce it. You're going to drive prospects to your landing page. We provide each of you a free landing page, regardless if you're an affiliate or a white label partner. The landing page is where we need to get them first. It has information, it has the informational video, it has the lead capture page. The landing page is instrumental. I'll have a number of referral partners come to us wanting a lot of other things. You don't need a lot of other things. You need a landing page, and we provide that for free. So they need to go to your landing page. And what we call the lead capture form is essentially on your landing page. It asks for first name, last name, email, phone. That's all it asks for. First name, last name, email, phone number. So they need to fill out that on the lead capture form. If you put their information in on the lead capture form, you will have a lower conversion rate because now the prospect is not engaged. So I realize all about service, and a lot of you shop at Nordstrom's and you're used to Mercedes-Benz VIP service and operating at this high level of customer service. But you're doing yourself a disservice if you fill out the lead capture form for the prospect. Don't do it. Resist the urge. You need the client to fill out the lead capture form for us to get the type of results that we're talking about. So you get them to your landing page, they fill out the lead capture form, which has what? 4 pieces of information: first name, last name, email, phone. Then you want to help them schedule a funding interview. We have a specific link set up for these funding interviews. And if you've not been on it, I encourage you to go to it. That's what your next step is. It's not to sell them. It's not to close them. It's not to explain the program. Now, I say this very respectfully, just with all due respect, but some of you are better served saying less than more, because some of you don't convey confidence or competence in this program. And so instead of blowing leads and them being left with, well, I don't know, did it work for you? When prospects start asking bullshit questions, it's clear that you've not established credibility with them. That's okay. If you're not establishing credibility, then punt the ball to us. We'll close them for you, which we're going to talk about now. So once they have submitted the lead capture form on your page, then we're going to move forward to the funding interview. Now, you'll know if they've completed the form on the lead capture page because the system emails you to notify you that they've done that. Best practice, in fact, is to be on the phone with them and walk them through it. But there's no bullshitting, right? You know if they filled out this form or not because you get email notification. So best case scenario is you're on the phone with them, helping them prompting them, motivating them to fill out the lead capture form. If not, if they've just done it because they saw your link somewhere else, that's fine, but you will know if they've done that. If they've not done that, they've not entered into the sales funnel. If they've not done that, they're not linked to you. So that is mission critical. The second step is what we're really introducing today, is to move them to a funding interview with one of our funding advisors, not with you. When I get affiliates that are coming back and asking a lot of specific questions about scenarios with the client, I know the deal's going to not go through, because we don't have a way to train you on 20 years of experience in working in the lending space, working for the SBA, working for Deloitte. So we have some experience and competency that you may not have. That doesn't make us better than us. We're not better than you. That doesn't make us smarter than you. We certainly know we're not smarter than you, but we're really good at what we do. So if you can bring the leads into the funnel, we can close them. And the way that you're going to do that is get them to fill out the lead capture form. Don't fill it out for them. And then secondly, prompt them to schedule a funding interview. And so here it is. What are you going to say to get them to schedule this funding interview? Well, I'm going to give you the scripting right here. It would be, hey, Alfred, let's go ahead and schedule a call for you with one of our funding advisors. With that, we're going to be able to find out, Alfred, if you qualify for the grant subsidized program and determine how much you qualify for now. What do you do then? For the love of God, stop talking. Don't start answering questions. Don't describe the program. Don't tell them what their interest rates are going to be. Stop talking and get them to schedule. Now, on the scheduling, you can give them the link or you can schedule it for them / with them. So let's describe what that means. You can give them the link, which is here, Now, this is the same link for everyone, but as long as you started the process by putting your lead into the lead capture form, then they're assigned to you. So it doesn't matter then. There is no question as they schedule a funding interview who referred you, because it doesn't matter anymore. They're already linked to you as long as you did step one. Make sense? So you can give them the link. You can actually schedule it for them, or you can be on the phone as they do it. That's probably best case scenario. So regardless, those are the two steps. What happens then? Well, we have it set up where there's 5 automated reminders sent to them. They're going to receive 3 email reminders once they have scheduled a call with the funding advisor. As soon as they schedule, they'll get an email confirmation. 24 hours prior to the day and the time that they scheduled, they'll get an email reminder. 1 hour prior to the scheduled call, they'll get an email reminder. Plus, they're going to get 2 text reminders. When they first schedule, they're going to get a text reminder. And then 1 hour prior, they're going to get a text reminder that they're getting ready to have a call with their funding advisor to find out if they qualify for the grant subsidized program and to see how much they qualify for. So to no surprise, what will happen then is one of our funding advisors will call them at the scheduled time, and we're going to be on the phone and we're going to help them enroll. We're going to help them get enrolled while we're on the phone. We're going to walk them through it. Works over 90% of the time. What's in it for you? Well, as an affiliate, you're referring in someone, you're not selling anyone anything, you have no investment, no risk, and you're making right around $3,000 a pop, because you know you're making 3% off their capital raise. 3% of a minimum 100,000 is 3,000. Our goal, though, is I hate to say this, but we don't really want dabblers. We would rather have affiliates that are active. We'd love to work with you to create a flow of at least 2 deals a week. That puts you at 6,000 a week, 3,000 times 2, 4 weeks in the month. And as I mentioned earlier, now we have an adult income. So what is the bottom line? In the credit and funding program, we assist participants in improving their 3 C's and creating a loan package so they qualify for a minimum $100,000 in funding. From your perspective, you can earn an adult income by helping others get what they want, money to start or grow a business. And as I've described, you don't need to spend any money. You don't need to sell anything to anyone. So with that, let's address questions, comments, concerns. All right, so Alfred's a white label partner, so he's asking how this would apply to him, and that's really a great point. So as a white label partner, it's expected that you're going to close your deals. So if you're a white label partner, I would say we should work with you to replicate this system internally under your branding. So the message to white label partners is, here's a proven model. Let's work together. Let's implement this in your organization for your leads, and you'll see similar results. In contrast, if you're an affiliate, here's literally the step-by-step instructions with scripting of how to make a lot more money probably than you are now as an affiliate. Thank you, Alfred, for that clarification. All right, so Timothy's asking, will we close for white label partners? Well, you can be a white label partner and an affiliate. If you're a white label partner, you should be closing deals. Now, what we can certainly do is schedule 3-way calls where you're on the call, we're on the call, and we help you, and then we kind of wean you off over time. So we're certainly here to support you. But ultimately, the answer, Timothy, no. If you're a white label partner, you're going out under your branding, under your contract, and you need to close your deals. That's what a white label partner does, and they get paid a lot more than affiliates for doing that. So if you find that you're better off as an affiliate than a white label partner, get with us and we can work on transitioning you over. The white label partner role is awesome for those that have the competency and the commitment to follow through with greater levels of involvement, while the affiliate role is super simple. Super simple. Go try to find another affiliate program that costs you nothing. You don't have to buy anything, that you could reasonably, very reasonably earn an extra $24,000 a month. Now, again, I know for a lot of you, you make a lot of money. So an extra $24,000 a month doesn't even get your attention, right? You don't even set your coffee cup down, but you're not normal. The average American doesn't make $24,000 in 3 months, let alone in 1 month. And this is not some pie in the sky, too good to be true. Not trying to sell you anything, didn't cost you anything. It's free to be an affiliate, free to get a landing page, and I've given you the steps. All right, so who else has questions or comments on this process of how to close more leads? So today we are not talking about lead generation. I'm not going to muddy the water. We've had other trainings and we can come back and visit that later. But Harry, no, we're not going to talk about lead generation today. We're talking about what to do with leads once you have. All right, Chester asks, what can he do with his current leads that have already submitted but not have signed up? Do the same thing, right? Even though that this is maybe a lead from yesterday or last week or last month or last year, you can still plug them into the same process. Here's what we know. A lot of, I'm going to choose wording carefully, but I'll go with this. A lot of people will want to talk to someone who's confident and competent before they enroll. And so now we're resolving that burden from you. So I am not saying that you're not competent and confident, any one of you. You're all stronger than we are probably at closing. But there's a few of you that horrify me. They say, I can't close anyone. I've got these leads, I can't close anyone. And you can tell by their mannerisms, by their spoken skills, by their written skills when they email us. We'll have some of our referral partners want to say, oh, I'm sorry I missed your call. I was in the bathroom. I had diarrhea. It's like, wait. Those are not relevant things that you want to talk about in a business relationship, right? We want to focus on the task. So rather than teach people to be closers, we're just going to fill the void, fill the gap for you at no cost, at no ramifications. And here's how to do it. All right, so Jeanette asked, how is Calendly linked to her landing page? It's not linked. So it's a second step. And maybe I didn't make it clear enough, and that's certainly my fault, not your fault, Jeanette. So you get them to fill out the lead capture form on your landing page, comma, see the comma there. That's step one. Then step two is help them schedule a funding interview. Now realize when they fill out the lead capture form on your landing page, it'll take them to the terms and conditions, and some people will just sign up. Guess what we do with every one of these emails? If you had to guess, what do we do with each of these emails and with each of these 2 texts? We prompt them to sign up with every reminder. We don't push them, but we do direct them back to the landing page because some people will just sign up with more exposures. It's like TV commercials, advertisements, right? Most consumers need 5 to 7 exposures before they'll make a purchasing decision. Well, we're building a bunch of them in. You generated the lead, which is valuable. That's why you're earning the big bucks. And then we're creating a touch here, a touch here, a touch here, a touch here, a touch here. So there's 5 touches. Plus, we're having the funding interview itself. There's a 6th touch. And of course, when they started, they were on the landing page to fill out the lead capture form. So each prospect, you can see it's embedded. They're getting 7 touches. That's one of the reasons we have such a high closing rate, is because the basic principle of marketing is you typically need 5 to 7 exposures to close someone. Now, does it take everyone 5 to 7 exposures? Of course not. Okay, questions, comments, feedback. So just to clarify, so Jeanette was asking, is this on her landing page? Absolutely not. You're going to pick up the people that have filled out the lead capture form or that need to, and then you're going to actively get them to schedule a funding interview. And we talked about that here. Perfect. Great questions. Who else And thank you, Carlos, for your kind words. Who else has questions, comments, concerns over this? So does this change how you're paid? No. If you want to keep doing what you're doing and it's working, keep doing it. If you're a white label partner, this is a model that we think you should consider replicating. If you're an affiliate, this is a model we think you should follow. All right, Carlos is asking about feedback, and that's good to ask. So as a white label partner, there's two answers about how you're kept informed. As a white label partner, you're intrinsically involved throughout the process, so there should never be a question. As an affiliate, you're notified off of key milestones. You're notified when they fill out the lead capture form, you receive an email notification. Then you're notified once they have enrolled and paid the refundable setup fee, because that's a commissionable event. So no, affiliates are not notified step by step by step by step. But what you could certainly do is go back to anyone that has filled out your capture form before that hasn't closed and follow this process as described here. And then certainly start using this for your new leads. Who else has questions, comments, concerns? Hector asked, can he sit in on one? Yes, and frankly, you could go through it. So if you wanted to understand what, there's no secrets. If you want to understand what happens during a funding interview call, what would you do? The best thing would be is to submit yourself as a lead on your lead capture form on your landing page, and then you follow these steps specifically. But we will assign each prospect to one of our funding advisors, and we'll be hiring more to accommodate this new model. And but we're not doing three-way calls with the affiliates, because we got to keep in mind the difference between a white label partner and an affiliate. Affiliate refers in, and then you sit back and you get paid. Now, again, we're defining referring in as potentially the second step to increase closing, granted. As a white label partner, you're intrinsically involved with the whole process. So for those of you that want to be more involved with your referrals, you really should be a white label partner. That's the right seat on the bus for you. All right, who else has questions, comments, concerns? All right, so Sarah asked, is it a hard close? Not at all. Our funding advisors are instructed to not do a hard close. But what we do is we answer their questions, we understand how much funding they need, what they need it for, and we walk them through the process. The typical person, not everyone, but the typical person, if you walk them through the process, they'll follow the steps and they'll do it, and we'll get them onboarded and we'll get them started very quickly. When we, and I don't want to say this disrespectfully, but when we get lazy or passive is probably a better term. When we get passive, we just send out the link and we don't get them engaged in scheduling a funding interview, or we don't walk them through the enrollment process, which is not a requirement as an affiliate. But if we do that, we'll have a much, much higher close ratio. And that's specifically what we do. When we're on the phone with them, we're going to walk them through the enrollment. We're going to answer their questions. We're not going to force them, not going to strong arm them, but we're going to get them enrolled most of the time during the phone call. Now, I will mention currently we're scheduling our funding advisors using this link Monday through Friday. We're kind of in the second phase. Our first phase was a beta test, and it proved to be very effective, as I shared with you earlier in the call. So now we're in phase 2. We're opening it up to all of you. And you don't have to let us know that you want to do this. You don't have to sign up for this. You don't have to pay anything. You just follow the steps. So phase 2 starts now, Tuesday, April 4th, and we'll be scheduling funding advisor calls during the day, Mondays through Fridays. We're going to see how this goes, and then we may expand it to be evening hours, weekend hours, what have you. But at this point, the funding advisor slots are scheduled during the day. Now, Sarah's also asking, well, wouldn't it be easier to just do like a live transfer or get them on the phone right away rather than scheduling? And to a certain extent, I agree with Sarah, but here's what we've learned. We need people to want what you and I are providing. So we want them to see if they qualify. So you and I are controlling the discussion, and we want to provide them some answers of how much funding they'll qualify for. So we want them to be actively engaged. And part of that is them having a scheduled call for a funding interview and showing up. Because what do we know? People that are not even organized, committed, or diligent enough to show up for a scheduled call probably are not organized, diligent, or committed to following through the process. And we want people that are going to follow through. So is this an unnecessary administrative burden? No, I don't think so. I mean, we're scheduling a call with them in a very easy way, but we would like them to schedule, and we don't schedule same day. So it's always the soonest would be the following day, at least a 24-hour lead time. Because our experience is if they're not competent, not organized, not diligent, not committed enough to show up for the funding interview, we're better off to not work with them because they'll probably not follow through with the program. And that's part of your and my responsibility, is to get people engaged that'll be successful. We don't need to screen them on their credit. We don't need to screen them on their income or time in business, but by, if you will, screening them on getting them into a funding interview and them showing up for the funding interview is very effective. But just to clarify, they don't have to do a funding interview. They can just sign up right on your landing page. So we're not creating a necessary burden. They can just go to your landing page and just sign up and be in. But if they need to talk to someone first, we recommend it be, in general, one of our funding advisors, because our team of advisors are competent and confident in closing these deals. And some of you have given me horror stories about how you have so many leads and you can't close anyone. It's because you're not coming off as credible or competent. It's one of those two things. And that's hurtful maybe to hear, uncomfortable. But if you have leads and you're not closing on this proposition, it's probably because of you, probably not because of the program. So let us fix that problem by taking this step, this burden off of your plate. All right, so there we have it. If you have any questions, you can let us know. You're ready to start using the funding link right away. We will get an email out to everyone with this link, but it's remarkably simple. But expect an email today with that link. And we're off and going. See you all back tomorrow morning. Have a great day. Bye.